Hello, friends. Today we're continuing our stream in Roblox, and as always we're playing Grow a Garden. This has already become our tradition, since we stream this game often, and every time the garden gets bigger and more interesting. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and leave a like. It's really important for me and motivates me to keep making new streams for you. We're building and growing the garden together. And you can share your ideas and opinions in the comments. So let's jump in and keep growing our crazy garden. And you know what's wild? The more I think about it, the more I'm convinced that even memories are just chewed up gum we keep in our brain pockets. Like, some memories stay sweet forever. Like your first bite of candy or your first time laughing so hard you cried, and others lose flavor instantly, like when you study a random fact for a test and forget it the next day. But either way, they stick somewhere, maybe behind your ear, maybe under the table of your mind, just waiting for you to step on them later and go, oh wow, I forgot this existed. And that's probably why nostalgia feels so chewy. You're just finding old gum in your head and giving it another round. And sometimes I wonder if our brains are gum factories. Who's the janitor cleaning it all up? Like, do we have some tiny gum goblin in our mind who scrapes the walls every night while we sleep, making space for new chews? Because that would explain dreams. The goblin gets bored of cleaning and just starts blowing bubbles with all the leftover thoughts. And that's why dreams are so random. 1 minute you're flying, next minute you're at school, but everyone's a potato because the goblin doesn't care about logic. He just wants to have fun before clocking out. Honestly, I respect that guy. And isn't it crazy how gum always comes in these neat little packs, perfectly wrapped, like society's trying to teach us something. Like, hey, here's your portion of fun, don't go overboard. But we all know the truth. The real fun begins when you break the system, unwrap 3 at once, and chew until your jaw feels like it's been to the gym. That's rebellion in its purest form. Forget revolutions, forget protests. Real freedom is ignoring the serving size on the gum wrapper. That's the kind of energy I want this channel to radiate. No limits, no wrappers, just chaos chewing until the bubble blocks out the sun. And look, I know this all sounds ridiculous, but that's why you're here, right? Because somewhere deep down, you don't want another boring motivational lecture or another serious tutorial. You want hamster nonsense about gum goblins and bubble universes. And that's perfect, because nonsense is what keeps us alive. Like, without nonsense, life is just flavorless gum, and nobody wants to chew that. And the best part, we're building this nonsense together. Every sub is a new piece of gum in the pack. Every like is a bubble. Every comment is a flavor suggestion. You're not just watching, you're literally shaping the taste of this whole hamster squad. And that's why I keep saying, don't just sit there. Subscribe, smash the like, write something random, even just chew or bubble. Because one day, when we're way past 1,000, when the hamster army is massive, you'll be able to look back and say, yeah, I was part of the original flavor mix. And trust me, being part of the OG gum squad will taste sweeter than any rare limited edition ever sold. And honestly, maybe that's the whole secret of life. It's not about finding the perfect gum. It's about chewing with people who make even the tasteless parts fun. And you know, the more I think about it, the more I realize that chewing gum is basically a meditation, but way weirder. Like, you focus on the flavor for a minute, then it's gone. Then you notice the texture, then your jaw starts hurting. Then suddenly your thoughts go wild, and you're pondering the meaning of existence, while simultaneously trying to blow the perfect bubble. And maybe that's what life is, one big chewing meditation, where the more ridiculous your thoughts, the more enlightened you get. And the funny part, nobody can tell you you're doing it wrong. You can chew the gum of your brain however you want, pop bubbles however you want, and it's all valid because it's yours. And imagine if every bad day was just a flavorless piece of gum. You're chewing, and it's bland, and you're tempted to spit it out. But if you keep chewing, eventually it gets a little flavor back. And that's life in a nutshell. Keep going, keep chewing. Keep trying to blow bubbles even if nobody else understands why you care. And the amazing thing, the Hamster Squad is right here with you. Every sub, every comment. Every like is like someone handing you a fresh stick when your old one went flat. That's what community feels like. A never-ending gum pack full of flavors you didn't even know existed. And let's be honest, random thoughts are the best kind of flavors. You start thinking about how maybe clouds are just giant cotton candy bubbles that the sky is chewing, or how socks are secretly tiny hammocks for lost toes, or how the moon is actually just a gumball stuck in the universe's jaw. And it's hilarious and terrifying and somehow satisfying all at once. And that's the beauty of nonsense. It makes everything feel alive. The more absurd the thought, the bigger the bubble, the louder the pop, and the better the laugh. And bro, every time you leave a comment, it's like you're throwing a new flavor into the mix. Maybe someone writes strawberry chaos or minty hamster energy, and suddenly our collective gum just got sweeter. We're chewing in stereo, bubbles everywhere, and the world is a little brighter for it. That's why I keep saying, sub, like, comment. Don't just be a passive chewer, be part of the orchestra, part of the bubble, part of the hamster chaos. And honestly, the more people join, the crazier this gets. Imagine 1,000 people, all chewing together, bubbles colliding, flavor explosions everywhere, Roblox servers shaking from the power of collective nonsense, and us just sitting there, smiling, thinking, yeah, we did that. That's the dream, the ultimate bubble, and the only way to reach it is if you're here, chewing with us, adding your flavor, popping your bubbles, making it louder, crazier, more ridiculous, and so. Yeah, keep chewing, keep laughing, keep commenting, because every piece of gum, every bubble, every laugh is another brick in the chaotic hamster empire we're building together. The flavor only gets better the more of you join. And trust me, this is just the beginning. And then it hit me, maybe that's why people can't stand being completely alone for too long. It's like trying to chew gum without moving your jaw. The gum just sits there, heavy and useless. And you're like, what's the point? But the second someone else shows up and starts chewing with you, suddenly it's a rhythm, a beat, a whole song. Like we're all percussion instruments. And the gum is just the drumsticks smacking the inside of our skulls, keeping tempo for the weirdest orchestra ever. And if you think about it, every conversation you've ever had is just two brains blowing bubbles and hoping they don't pop too early. And yo, speaking of bubbles, why is it that bubbles always pop at the funniest possible moment? Like you're flexing in front of your friends, stretching this gigantic gum bubble, feeling like a bubble master, and just when you think you've achieved immortality, bam, it explodes all over your nose. And everyone laughs, and suddenly your victory turns into instant humiliation. But maybe that's the point. Gum is teaching us humility, no matter how big your bubble gets. The universe is ready to slap it back into your face at any second. And honestly, that's beautiful, because it means even failure is funny if you let it be. And if failure is just a popped bubble, then success is the chewing itself. Like, we think it's about building something huge. But really, it's about enjoying the chewing along the way. And that's what we're doing here. This whole hamster squad isn't about being perfect or making sense. It's about the chewing noise, the chaos, the rhythm. And every time you hit sub or like or drop a comment, you're basically adding your own chewing sound to the beat. Together, we're turning nonsense into a whole anthem. And when we finally hit 1,000, it's not just a number, it's gonna feel like the biggest bubble we've ever blown, stretching across the sky until everyone online has to notice. And bro, imagine if that bubble was so big it floated into Roblox itself. Like you log in one day, and instead of the sun, there's just this massive pink bubble in the sky, squeaking every time it expands. And the NPCs are confused, and the players are like, what is this? And we'll know the truth. It's our bubble, our chaos gum, our hamster squad energy breaking into the digital world. And that's how legends are born. Not through logic, not through rules, but through one massive squeaky gum bubble that refuses to pop. And the wildest part, none of this would even exist without you guys listening. Like, I can chew and ramble all day, but gum without someone to laugh at the bubbles is just gum. It needs an audience. It needs a squad. It needs you. That's why every single sub, every single like, every single comment is fuel. You're literally the sugar crystals inside this gum, giving it flavor, keeping it alive. And the more of you join, the sweeter it gets. So if you're sitting there thinking, should I sub? Should I comment? Bro, that's like holding gum in your hand and never unwrapping it. Just chew it. Just join, because once you do, you're not just a viewer anymore. You're officially part of the bubble. And when we all chew together, there's no telling how big this thing will get. Imagine if clouds really could play back everything they've seen, like massive sky projectors for the whole world. You'd look up and suddenly see a giant replay of you tripping over your own shoelaces last Tuesday, while the entire neighborhood watches and laughs. Meanwhile, another cloud drifts by showing a cat trying to jump onto a shelf and missing completely. There would be cloud channels in the sky, some showing epic concerts, some showing cooking fails. And one stubborn storm cloud that only plays footage of people forgetting where they parked their car. I bet the most popular ones would be the blooper clouds, because let's face it, everyone loves a good fail compilation, even in the sky. And what if clouds could take requests? You could wave at one, shout, "Show me dinosaurs," and boom, you're watching prehistoric Earth in 8,000 resolution right above your head. But of course, there'd be that one troll cloud that only plays you eating spaghetti in the messiest possible way. And then there'd be premium clouds that charge you in snacks to show something cool. Hand them a bag of chips, and they'll show you the moon landing from the moon's point of view. Speaking of point of view, what if the moon isn't just watching us, but actually lives streaming Earth to other planets, like it's a reality show? Somewhere out there, aliens are binging Season 4. Episode 2025, the day Chad dropped his ice cream twice. Maybe Earth is the galaxy's longest running sitcom, and we're all just accidental actors. And black holes? Those are just other planets rage quitting the show and flipping the table on the way out. Also, ever think about how spoons are just tiny, friendly mirrors that double as shovels? Like, they don't get enough credit for their versatility. They let you eat soup. They reflect your face in a weird stretched way. And they can be used to launch peas across the table if you're feeling chaotic. Somewhere in a drawer, your spoons are probably talking trash about the forks, claiming forks just stab everything without finesse. If you're still here for this chaos, you're already deep in hamster territory. That means hit subscribe, click, like, and drop a comment with the strangest, most pointless what if you can think of. It might be what if socks could breathe, or what if popcorn could talk. Whatever it is, it's welcome here. We're getting to 1,000 subscribers no matter what. And when we do, I'm making a marathon special. Hours of pure nonsense powered entirely by your ideas. Now, imagine if every single shadow you've ever cast was secretly keeping a diary about you. And one day they all decide to publish it. So, bubbles, where do they go when they pop? Sure, you think they just burst into tiny drops of water, but what if that's not the whole truth? What if bubbles are little portals to the happiest micro-dimension in existence? And every time one pops, it's just slipping back whole? Imagine somewhere out there is Bubble Land, and it's just an endless sky of rainbow spheres bouncing around, and all the bubbles we've ever blown are having reunions there. And maybe they remember us. Like, there's a bubble floating around, saying, yeah, I was blown by that hamster guy once. Real chill day. And here's the thing, I don't trust elevators. They're basically vertical boxes that decide when you go up or down. We just step in and hand over control of gravity to a metal cube without even thinking about it. And why do elevator buttons have that door close button that never actually works? I think it's just there as a placebo, so we feel powerful. Meanwhile, the elevator's like, yeah, sure. I'll totally close the doors faster. Wink, wink. Also, am I the only one who thinks ice cream is the ultimate scam food? You buy it, it's perfect for 2 minutes, then it betrays you and starts melting all over the place. It's basically dessert with a built-in timer, but still, I forgive it every time. That's how I know ice cream would be dangerous if it could talk. It would be way too persuasive. Speaking of persuasive, pillows, every night they're like, hey, just lie down for a second. Next thing you know, it's 3 hours later and your phone's dead because you fell asleep scrolling. Pillows are basically sleep dealers. And beds are just giant fabric traps that reset your willpower every 24 hours. Before I go completely off the rails, quick reminder, we are marching toward 1,000 subscribers, and I want you in this hamster army. Subscribing costs nothing, but it fuels everything. Likes are the snacks that keep me going, and comments are the weird little gifts you leave at my doorstep. I read them all, and I'm building a collection of the strangest sentences humans can write. Make yours count. Now, new thought, shadows at night. Where do they go if shadows are our flat pets? That's it for today's stream. Thanks a lot for watching and spending time with me in Roblox Grow a Garden. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. It really helps me out and keeps our garden growing together. Share your thoughts in the comments. I always enjoy reading what you think. See you in the next stream.